Delonghi Magnifica Start. As the name suggests, it's a new entry-level automatic bean-to-cup espresso machine by Delonghi. In fact, Magnifica Start is a common name for the whole range of slightly different models, ECAM220.21, .30, .31, etc. And here in this review, in this video, I have one of the top-of-the-line model, ECAM220.30. Sometimes you can also see SB at the end. SB stands only for the color, silver black, and no functional differences. Magnifica Start is yet another effort to make a replacement for a super popular model, Delonghi Magnifica, simply Magnifica without Start, that has been on the market for about 7 or 8 years as for now. And really, all the Magnificas were and still are a very reliable machines that can pull a strong and decent shot of espresso. You can see some reviews by the link in the description, so you can check that people are overall happy with it. So, the new Magnifica Start is basically the same machine, built on the same platform, but of course with some improvements. Above all, it's new control with touch buttons and, what is more important, new recipes or new programs for brewing black coffees. Magnifica Start, as previous Magnifica, can brew espresso shot with a touch of a button and has 3 temperature settings, as well as 3-step adjustment of coffee intensity. Volume of any drink can be regulated. And finally, you can adjust its stainless steel conical burr grinder, which has in total 14 steps from the finest one to the coarsest. Additionally, it can brew coffee using ground coffee from coffee powder, which is always a bad idea, honestly. Freshly roasted and freshly grinded coffee is a must for a good flavor. So if you are still using pre-ground coffees, please check some specialty roasters near you. I will put some links in the pinned comment. But let's get back to our Magnifica Start. Its brewing unit, or how they call it sometimes the infuser, it is the same part that is used on the majority of Delonghi models, by the way. So this brewing unit has one of the biggest capacity if compared to other automatic espresso machines by other brands for at-home use. In maximum, it can use up to 14 grams of coffee per cup. And you can pull it out for cleaning. It is hidden behind the water tank, and you better clean it regularly if you want your coffee to be perfect every day. You can also make cappuccinos and lattes on this machine, but in the manual mode. I mean that you need to froth your milk manually by yourself using the steam vent on the left and then add milk foam to espresso to get cappuccino. However, this machine is primarily made for brewing black coffee. That's why it's more important to show you new recipes, new programs for brewing black coffee that make this machine outstanding among other entry-level espresso machines by other brands. First of all, I talk about Americano recipe for brewing American-style coffee or Cafe Americano. More expensive models of Magnifica Start line, in particular my ECAM220.30 as well as 220.22, they have it. It makes Americano in exactly the same way it is done in the cafes with professional machines and baristas, at least here in Europe. Machine brews one portion of a strong espresso, then automatically adds hot water into it. It's better than brew one big espresso, because it helps to avoid over-extraction. As a result, classic Americano will be less bitter and the taste will be more flavorful. The first settings are 40 milliliters of espresso plus 110 milliliters of water, however you can adjust it. By the way, in order to better understand all the differences between all the similar models, you can check the link in the description. I made a comparison table, so please find it there. So, Americano, it's remarkable that previously on Delonghi models, Americano recipe was implemented only on top-notch, more expensive models. And now, even entry-level, budget espresso machines by Delonghi have it. That's good. Another approach to make a big cup of a decent black coffee is to use lower pressure. Such recipe traditionally called on Delonghi machines as long coffee. So, if you touch corresponding button, the pump will work in pulsating mode. So, working, pause, and so on. Roughly speaking, it makes overall pressure lower, overall time of brewing longer, so the taste is richer, but the coffee in your cup still isn't over-extracted. Moreover, there is one more special model program for brewing black coffee on these machines. In particular, model 220.31 has it. I talk about Doppio Plus recipe. Doppio Plus brews very strong espresso, using above mentioned 14 grams of coffee per cup and making a long pause in the beginning to pre-brew or pre-infuse ground coffees. there is few more usability improvements that they have made on these machines. For example, take a look on the cup stand. Yes, now it's black plastic, not a shiny metal. However, due to this very plastic and due to these lines that are little above the surface, cup doesn't make jingle sounds while brewing, doesn't move on the cup stand because of the vibration. This was a popular complaint about previous Magnifica. Okay, to summarize this review, 5 key points. Magnifica Start is an upgraded version of previous Magnifica, which proved its reliability and coffee quality. The new functions like Americano, Long and Doppio Plus recipes are taken from much more expensive Delonghi models. Now these recipes are available in budget class, which new Magnifica Start represents. This machine is more about black coffee rather than cappuccinos and lattes. New function is especially important for those of you who like your coffee to be served in the big mug. I strongly recommend new Magnifica if you prefer bigger portions of coffee on your mornings, not a tiny espressos. However, you still can make a cappuccino frozen milk foam manually. Different models under the same name, Magnifica Start, can be confusing. Check the comparison table below, the link is in the description.